Now then, how we doing, everybody? Hope all well. Christian Ronan, I'm not going to do the No Man Alive. Not going to do it. Michael Jake Paul said he's going to whoop you, brother. Did he, Tommy boy? He's going to whoop me? Jeez Louise, first comment of the day. We're already going down the Jake Paul path. We're not doing that. Awesomely autistic. What's weird? You tell me what's weird. I tell you what wasn't weird. UFC 295. My word, what an event that was. Absolutely incredible from start to finish. And yo, it's Stipe 2.0. Guess what, Keanu Reeves? Friday night in New York City, Anthony Smith had a little get-together. He had an appearance at a club. And I Googled it, and it was Bounce Sporting Club, New York City. So I thought it was a sports bar. So I went there with some guys from TNT Sports. And when I got in there was Anthony Smith, Aljamain Sterling, Stipe was there. And I actually got mistaken for Stipe several times. A few times people came over to me and they went, "Oh, Stipe, you're an absolute bloody legend." I was like, I didn't correct them. I was like, bless him. I was like, yeah, thanks, bro. Fist bump. Go on. Have a good day. Have another drink. I had one beer and I got out of there. So anyway, while we wait for a few people to jump on, thank you for being here. Tuesday afternoon for me. Not sure where in the world you are. But while we wait for a few more to jump on, I'll just answer a few questions. And before we get into all the good stuff of Tom Aspinall, of Alex Pereira, I mean, what a night. What a night of fights. I mean, that one was classic. It's always incredible at Madison Square Garden. And that one, that was one to remember. Hi, Mikey B. Nice seeing how much Tom looks up to you. Seeing you after the fight made him melt. Oh, bless. I know. That was incredible, weren't it? Bless him. Tom's such a nice guy, so down to earth. He really is. And he's been kind enough to say some nice words about me. So I really do appreciate that. A, because we're mates. And B, I've just got so much respect for the man. I really do. He's such a great human being. He really is. Was the Dylan Dennis video staged? How did you feel after the prick came up and pushed you? It was, listen, Dylan sometimes comes on these chats. He's always talking crap. We know that. We know what Dylan Dennis is like. I saw him and he said, let's do a little thing. I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. I didn't know he was going to come up and push me the way that he did. I mean, it was totally organic, but it was a little bit fixed. Just having a laugh. It's the first time I've actually met him in person, face to face. He was all right, to be fair. He had a good sense of humour. So yeah, Dylan the dildo. Maybe I'll ease up on the dildo talk, or maybe I won't. You know, it's too easy, innit? It's too easy. Thoughts on Paddy Pimblett telling Sky Sports that Leon Edwards knocked Ian Gary out in training. Did that really happen? I know Paddy said that. He said that he heard that. I'm not sure if that would have happened or not. What's Ian Gary had to say? I haven't seen the statement from Ian Gary. I would love to know exactly what Ian Gary has to say about that one. But never mind that. Let's get into this main event. Let's get into this. Well, let's get into the fight card. First of all, look at this. Look at this. Look at the times. So the main card, 1 minute 30, 1 minute 31, 3 minutes 15, 1 minute 9 seconds for Tom Aspinall, 69 seconds, and then 4 minutes 08 into round two for the main event. I mean, talk about a fast card. I mean, come on. That's going to be one of the quickest in history. I'll put some money on that, 100%. Hold on. So, first of all, Diego Lopez, Pat Sabatini. Oh, we've got some super chats coming in. Let's have a little gander, see what you want. Matt Carney says, Mike, upon witnessing Tom's win, were the emotions you felt that of a proud father, a close friend, or that of a joyful elder brother? Ooh, interesting. Certainly not a proud father. The proud father in the building was the Andy Aspinall, who's just an incredible coach, a great fella, and just he's sacrificed so much of his own life to get Tom in the position where he is now. You know, you've probably seen it. I think he quit work 18 years ago so he could train Tom and so he could make the most out of his career. So for me, it was like that of a friend, an elder brother. That would probably be it. Ryan Staunton says, do you think Tom not calling out John Jones has affected his chance of getting the shot before Stipe? I don't think so. He's hot, man. Jeez Louise, what is it about women and boiling cups of tea? They can just drink it. It's like they're made of asbestos. I got to let that bad boy cool down. He should have called out John, in my humble opinion. But I used to talk a lot of shit. That's not Tom's style. Tom is much more laid back, much more cool, calm and collected. And Dana White said, he said many times, that fight is going to go ahead. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. It's going to go ahead next year. There will be a market for it. People are still going to want to see that. They're going to want to see these two tremendous guys. For me, the fight that I want to see, and it's no disrespect to Stipe. Stipe is a legend. It's Tom versus John Jones. That's the one that I want to see now. I think that's the one that everybody wants to see. So, yeah, there you go. There's, same with baths. You're right. Women getting baths and showers hot as F. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? This cup of tea. No man alive should be drinking a cup of tea this hot. No way. Thank you, John Morrison, and thank you, Dean Lovett. So for me, the main event was Tom Aspinall. Okay, no disrespect to Alex Pereira and Jerry Prochazka, but there it is. Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich. The main event was, I was in the building. I was in the arena. I was there with Harrington from my podcast. I was nervous. I was very nervous. And I know I was very bullish on Tom going into that. I said, he's got this. I think he's going to take him down. He's going to finish him in round 1 or 2. I didn't think he'd do it like that, though. And by the way, I started getting nervous. The closer the fight got, the nerves started to creep in. For me, I'm sure for Tom as well. It was the weigh-ins. When they had the ceremonial weigh-ins and Tom and Sergey squared up, I was like, geez Louise, look at the size of this man. No man alive should be built that big. I mean, Sergey is gigantic. Tom's no small fella either. Tom is massive, absolutely massive. But the thing is, Tom looked a little more out of shape than what he usually is. And of course, he took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. And to make the victory even better, he didn't even train because he pulled his back. He injured his back. So he went into that fight on 2 weeks' notice without a training camp and with an injured back. And he still went out there and got the job done. Now, I think he just put John Jones on notice, the heavyweight division on notice, put the whole UFC on notice. Because that man right there, the way that he's winning fights, the way he's taking people out of there, people should look at Tom, the way that he's performing, the way that he's delivering finishes, and that should inspire them. That's how you should approach a fight. I mean, Tom's got a lot of natural talents. I mean, it's ridiculous how talented he is, how fast he is, the movements, the feints he was using, and all the rest of it. But I did think he would sting him with the jab and then go for the takedowns. But as we saw, it was a right hook. The right hook dropped him. That's what got the finish. And then he jumps on with a hammer fist and puts him to sleep. Just unreal, you know? I did not think it would be the right hook. And that just shows right now that Tom can get this done, get these fights done any way he chooses. He can take people down, he can finish them on the ground, he can submit them, he can ground and pound them, and he can knock them out on the feet. I mean, that was ridiculous power. Sergey Pavlovich is the man that puts people to sleep. We're talking some Francis Ngannou power there. I'm telling you. And again, people might say, oh, yeah, you're just too high on Tom. You're kissing his ass and all the rest of it. How can you be too high on that guy? Right? Look at what he did. Look at what he's done. It's unbelievable. The head movement as well. Good point. James McCusker. That was slick. Right? Sergey swung a few times and Tom was moving around. He was dancing around the octagon. You know, I went into, hey, babe. Rebecca. She's not there. Bring me that nose spray, babe. It's on the table. Sorry, my nose is blocked. I went into the locker room to see Tom before the fight. And again, always cool, calm and collected. He had his whole team in there. His father was in there. Thank you, sweetheart. His father was in there and just went in just to say good luck one last time and see how he's doing. And he said to me, have you got any advice for me? Any last minute advice? And I said, well, I don't need to give you advice, Tom. I mean, what you're doing and what you've achieved is unbelievable. I did give him some little bits of, it does. Tim Fleming, you're right. The nasal spray makes it worse. And that's why I'm in this position, because I started using it and now I'm addicted. But it is what it is. I'm blocked right now and I've got to talk to you guys for at least an hour. So, you know, got to get on the nasal spray, got to get on the hard stuff. No, Tom said to me, any last minute advice? And I just said, be yourself, Tom. Yeah, I did talk about, you know, using all the space in the octagon, using the double leg takedowns, using the jabs and lots of in and out movement. I said, but above everything, Just be yourself. I mean, if Tom goes out there and he's himself, then that's what you get. Wonder why the old nose is blocked. Well, why do you think, mate? I've got a cold, my head's pounding, I've got a headache, and I've had my nose broken probably about 50 times. In fact, I have a scar right here because I had to have an operation on it where they took my ribs and they rebuilt my nose. So nothing about me is real. My eyes fake, my teeth are fake, my nose is fake, my knees are fake, my wrist is hopefully going to be fake soon. They're going to do some kind of operation on that. Yeah, it's not because of bloody any bugger sugar, if that's what you're alluding to, mate. Domino Dan, did Usman Nurmagomedov, or does Umar Nurmagomedov beat Sean O'Malley? I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. Right now, he's got his hands full with Chito Vera. That's the fight we'll talk about. So, what's next for Tom Aspinall? Who should he fight next? I mean, listen, he got the job done, sensational fashion. He's joining me on the YouTube channel on Thursday. We're going to have an in-depth conversation. And also, if you're in the UK, Tom Aspinall will be joining me for Tales from the Octagon, December 14th in London at the Indigo in the O2 Arena, and December 16th at the Apollo Theatre in Manchester. That will be an unbelievable event. Tom's going to bring the belt out. Paul Craig's going to be there as well. He's fighting this weekend against Brendan Allen. So two incredible guests, and it's going to be a laugh. It's going to be a proper laugh. So there it is. myticket.co.uk if you want to come and join the fun, or just search Tales from the Octagon 2. Anyway, enough of the plugs. Yo, what's up from Australia? I'm having a sickie. Get yourself in work, you lazy bastard. Dirty Brucey, what you doing? All heavyweights should model themselves on Tom and focus on footwork. I agree, mate. I agree. Footwork is something that sadly, I think some people avoid it. Well, don't avoid it. They don't give it the necessary attention. You know, you've got to have good footwork. You've got to be nimble. You've got to be agile. You've got to be loosey-goosey, okay? And it will pay dividends. You know, you see a lot of times fighters, they'll go forward, attacking, but because they have bad footwork, they don't have control of their body weight. They don't have control of their forward momentum. And what often happens, we see it a lot kind of on the lower levels, guys that aren't experienced, they fall into the clinch. They go forward, bang, 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 and then they fall into the clinch against the fence. Whereas if they stayed back and they could pick the shots a little bit, you know, looking like Tom Aspinall, they might get a finish. So footwork is absolutely crucial. Wacky says, making my pro Muay Thai debut this weekend. Any advice? Be like Tom. Be like Tom. Not any advice. Stay calm, mate. Enjoy yourself. Remember to breathe. Keep your guard up. Chin down. Check the fucking leg kicks. And get in the best shape possible. If you haven't done that, it's a little bit late because you're fighting this weekend. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the other comments. Are you looking forward to the baddie knocking out Tony? Ooh, I don't know about that, mate. Don't know about that. I hope he does. You know, I like Tony Ferguson. I'm a big fan. Paddy's great. You know, he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders, though, because Tony being finished 6 times, well, beaten 6 times. If Paddy loses, it's not a good look. So, you know, fair play to Paddy for stepping up and taking on that challenge, because, as I say, it puts him in a tough position. You know, he's got to look really good. He's got to look spectacular. But you can't underestimate Tony Ferguson. This is a man that's been an interim champion. He's been in there with the best of the best. So, and yeah, he's lost his last 6 in a row. We know that. But he's still got it deep down. He's still not a man to trifle with. What do I think of Tony training with David Goggins? Listen, David Goggins will get the mind right. Okay, David Goggins is quite the motivational guy, isn't he? You know, so, and that's probably what Tony needs. Because think about this. I don't know how many of you people, and thank you all for being here. So far, 1,600 of you. If you've ever had a fight in your life, whether on the street, amateur, professional, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, to go out there and to lose 6 in a row, to step back in there, that's hard. That is very, very hard. And the confidence can start to dip. And as a fighter, we need that confidence. So David Goggins will help with him and help that in that regard. Jaden Nesmith says, do I think Alex versus Yuri was an early stoppage? I'm in the middle. I think if it could have kept going. Speak Bisping. But I understand why he was stopped. So I'll tell you this. And well done to Alex Pereira, by the way. When I initially saw that fight, I thought it was an early stoppage. I was there on the front row in the fighter section. I was sat with Harrington from my podcast. People mentioning that he wasn't dressed up. He's being true to himself. I was there, Jamal Hill. Who else was there? I was sat next to Dustin Poirier, Juliana Pena. I mean, you name it, all the fighters were there. I think universally, everybody thought that was an early stoppage. Because it certainly looked like one. Let's have it right. But when we saw it back... And when we hear, sorry, just asking for some ibuprofen, got a headache. Bring ibuprofen. Headache, I've had a cold for about the last week. When I saw him go down like that, I thought it was an early stoppage. I thought Mark Goddard's made a massive mistake here. You know, because Yuri was in on the double leg. It looked like Alex used the hips to book him forward, knocked him onto his back, and he took him out of position. But as we know now, those elbows and stuff, Yuri even admitted he went out. Yuri admitted he went out. So if he says that, then he knows better than anybody. So Mark Goddard's right there. I'm on the floor, right? I'm probably about 50 feet away from the octagon. It's raised up. There's the pillars of the octagon. So I couldn't see like Mark Goddard could. He could see better. He's one of the best referees in the world. And Yuri even said, I was out. You know, and talk about honourable. I mean, what a man. Lesser people would have taken that opportunity to say that was an early stoppage, to say that I was okay, you know, but not Yuri. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to take away from Alex Pereira's moment. I mean, that's a special human being, and that's someone that you got to respect. Like a lot of the people in this fight game, you know, you got to respect that. Thanks, babe. People are going on about the nose spray, babe, saying I shouldn't be taking it.
You shouldn't be.
Well, I've got a blocked nose, and I've got a headache, and I've got a cold, so stick it. Oh, electrolytes in the drink is a bit of a tasty one. So anyway, where was I? So, take some sodium and some water. Could be dehydrated. I probably am, bud. I was just in, where was I? I was in Brazil, Jailton Almeida versus Derek Lewis. And then from there, I went straight to New York. In New York, it was non-stop. A lot of promos, a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews. But it was a fun time. Anyway, Giovanni Perez says, Michael, would you ever consider interviewing legends of the past on BYM? I love hearing from guys like Tom and Dorino, but would be great to hear you talk the old days with other legends. I think that's a great idea, Giovanni. In fact, I want to do that. I reached out to Baz Rutten kind of recently to talk about it. Let's have a look. Might throw a question mark kick on Dylan, and now he is sick. Well, it wasn't a proper question mark kick. He fell for the question mark fake. If you've seen the video, the next bit didn't go up too high. A few things to say about that. Number one, I wasn't trying to kick him in the face, right? We were messing around. We were dicking about. So I'm not trying to kick him in the face. Secondly, I had some skinny-ass tight jeans on, like these bad boys, right? And before you start, you Americans, it's called style, all right? Yeah, and as I say, I weren't warmed up. How many beers did I drink with Tom Aspinall? Didn't drink any. The ignorant bastard. The ignorance of it. Kissed his ass all week and he wouldn't even have a beer with me. No, I'm just kidding. I went off with the TNT guys, the ESPN crew. We found a little bar afterwards. Very mellow. Just had a few beers right before we went to bed. And that was that. So yeah, no beers with Tom, but make no mistake, at Tales from the Octagon, we will be having quite a few. We're going to be having beers and we're going to be having some fun. And we've got a lot of surprises. We've got a Q&A, we've got a meet and greet. We're going to hear all about Tom's story. We're going to hear Paul Cray's journey, and we're going to be taking the piss, right? Because we can't just have them on stage and just kiss their asses the whole time. We will be taking the piss and it will be funny. And of course, Leon Edwards is fighting Colby, Paddy's fighting, Ian Gary's fighting, so we'll be talking about those fights. We'll be taking the piss out of them in a fun way, in a respectful way, but still a lot of banter. So, what sells more pay-per-views? John versus Tom in the UK, or John versus Stipe at Madison Square Garden in New York? I don't know. That's a good question. A good question. The problem is when you do them in the UK, and I don't know, I'm only speaking from my own personal experience, UFC 204, it doesn't get quite the same amount of traction in the United States. And the US is by far the biggest market when it comes to the pay-per-views. So I want to see Tom defend the belt in the UK. I think that will happen. I think what we're going to see is Stipe fighting John Jones some point next year. And I think in the meantime, Tom will defend the interim belt, which I know is a weird situation, but that's probably what's going to happen. Because Jones versus Stipe, it's a legacy fight, okay? The UFC are hell-bent on doing it. Jones is hell-bent on doing it. Stipe wants to do it. So that's the fight that's going to happen, right? So you can get upset about it. You can talk shit about it. You can do whatever you want. Nothing's going to change. And I think in the meantime, Tom's going to continue to steamroll everybody. And in the meantime, stacking up those chips. You know, I text Tom the other day. He's going to be a rich man. I think he's going to defend that belt many, many times and retire with a staggering amount of money in the bank. And he deserves it. There is no man alive deserves it more. I see a lot of people asking for the John Fury impression. I'll be honest with my voice right now. I don't need to do an impression. I really don't. My voice is fucking croaky as fuck. Yesterday on the podcast, I had no voice. It's been bloody hard. Anyway, Bisping, do you think Yuri could actually think that it was an early stoppage, but lives by the Warrior Code and did not refute as to take away from Alex's glory moment? Well, exactly, yeah, that's what he did. I was just saying it's impressive. No need to talk shit about it, mate. Beans on toast or a roast up? Mate, beans on toast. I don't mind a bit of beans on toast when I was a kid. Can't say I've had it recently. Can't beat a Sunday roast, though. Roast beef, Yorkshire puddings, roast carrots. Come on, making me hungry. So there you go. Roast all day long. Roast all day long. Am I commentating this week? I'm not, sadly. I would have loved to have done that one. Paul Craig, very exciting fighter. Very exciting. One of the coolest guys. He's so funny. Paul has got a wicked sense of humour. Can't wait to have him on the show. Going up against Brendan Allen. That's a tough fight, though. It's a tough fight for both men. I thought it was a tough fight against Andre Muniz, stylistically. And it was a very, very tough one. And he got the job done in the second round. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. I might do a live, actually, while the fights are on. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And I'll give you some alternative commentary. But you don't need that because I'm sure they're going to have some good ones. Right. Which UK fighter is most likely to become a UFC champion next? And when does it happen for them? Ooh, John Morrison. I'm not sure, mate. That's a good question. That is a good question. So who have we got? I think Laurent Murphy certainly is capable. Arnold Allen is right there. The problem for Arnold Allen, of course, is that you have Max Holloway and you have Alexander Volkanovski. So that's it's going to be hard. You know, for people like Paddy Pimblett, the problem for Paddy is in the lightweight division. It's the toughest division of all sports, of all the mixed UFC. So that's going to be tough as well. Who else do we have? I mean, Leon is already the champ. That's incredible. Tom is the heavyweight champ. I was the middleweight champ. Do we have any middleweight? I mean, Paul Craig. If Paul Craig gets through Brendan Allen, and I'm not just saying this because he's coming on Tales from the Octagon 2. Get your ticket at myticket.co.uk. I'm not just saying this. If he can beat Brendan Allen, he's in the conversation. He's in the mix. And another win, another 2 wins, he's going to be right there. You know, let's think about this. Next year, first pay-per-view of the year, Sean Strickland, Dricus du Plessis, that's going down. Who do we think on that, by the way? Who do we think wins that? I think that's a tough fight for both men. Then after that, Israel Adesanya's not around. He's taking some time off. Not until 2027. He's just talking out of his ass there. But it's going to open the door. It's going to open the door for some other people. And Paul Craig with a few wins could be there. People saying Dricus du Plessis so far. Strickland, du Plessis. Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I like Dricus. He's very, very powerful. And he's got some punching power, man. He really does. Anyway, let's talk about this pay-per-view some more. Yes. Very, very powerful. Yuri Prochazka. He's got some punching power. Alex Pereira. Really Anyway, let's talk about this pay-per-view some more.
I thought Yuri, I'm a massive fan of Yuri. I am, but I thought he's unpredictable. He has an unorthodox style. But some of the movements and the hands being so low, I mean, the hands were literally by his waist. And I know that's his style, and I know that's how he always fights. But when you fight somebody like Pereira, who is a sniper, who hits that hard, where you can't afford to take multiple shots, you got to get those hands higher. Simple as that. You know, so he needs to work on that and a few of the fundamentals. So, yeah. After the fight, Pereira calls out Israel Adesanya. And of course, Izzy came out. Izzy has something to say about that. Fair play. They're rivals, you know. But Izzy is not the next fight. The next fight for Pereira has to be Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, as I say, was a few seats up from me. Jamal was very intrigued in this fight. He feels that Yuri nor Alex, that nobody has anything, none of them have anything for him. I don't know about that. I think Alex Pereira, I mean, he's incredible. You can't doubt Alex Pereira. Look at that. 7 UFC fights. Beaten 4 UFC champs. Yuri, obviously. Izzy, striker. Glover, well-rounded, granted a little bit older. And who was the fourth? There was a fourth. Who was the fourth? I always forget that one. But still. And Jamal Hill, did you see this one? Jamal Hill just came out and actually said that he wants to fight Tom Aspinall at some point down the line. I mean, he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. I mean, listen, I'm a fan of Jamal Hill. He's a great guy. I like him a lot. He's an awesome fighter. But he ain't big enough to be competing with Tom. That's just my early thoughts on that one. Anyway, missed my super chat. Did I, Karsten Kurlefson? What do I think about Ian Gary getting kicked out of Renegade and Paddy saying that he heard Leon knocked him out in training? Well, maybe that's why he got kicked out of the gym. Maybe that's why there's a bit of bad blood. Now, I don't know the full situation, but if we assume that Leon did knock him out, maybe there was a bit of tension. Maybe there was a bit of bad blood. And listen, not everyone's going to get along with everybody. So, you know, they asked him to leave. Simple as that. You know, Ian Gary's a cocky son of a bitch. You know, that's his thing. That's his vibe. That's who he is. So fair play. You know, if you don't want that negative energy in the gym, then he's allowed to say that. You know, I do think, though, they would bring the best out of one another. The reality is, though, Ian Gary, if he gets through Vicente Luque, he's a real threat. He's an absolute threat to Leon Edwards. So why would you assist him? You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if they weren't even ranked, so it wouldn't matter. But as Leon being the champion, and with Ian Gary getting closer and closer, if he beats Vicente Luque, what, one more win? One more win and he could be fighting for the belt. So I kind of get it. Anywho, let's move on. Glover has so far done an unbelievable job with Poatan. You're right, he has. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Northern Ireland, Ballymena. Well, shout out to Northern Ireland. Shout out to the Northern Ireland crew in Ballymena. Ian Gary's personal nutritionist is his wife's ex-husband. Fact. It is a fact. It is a fact. And we're not going to talk about that much more. I know you're trying to say that that's a bad thing. Hello, Michael. Why did Mackenzie split with Jason? I know the gym closed. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know the ins and outs. That's a lie. I do. But it's none of my business to talk about, and it's none of your business to ask. You know, there was no bad blood. There was no bad blood, but, you know, they worked together for a bit. That's often the case, you know. She might want to go back to Jason. She could have done with tightening things up a little bit. I'm a huge fan of Mackenzie Dern. She's an awesome person. I like the way she fights. I mean, that fight against Angela Hill was incredible. She's had some incredible submissions as well. Looked a little bit out of her depth on the feet. You know, I mean, she showed a lot of heart. She got dropped 4 times. She got dropped 4 times. The 4th one, that was the end of it. Jessica Andrade hits like a bloody truck for a woman that small. So, you know, there's no shame to that. But she needs to tighten things up. Just kind of like Yuri does, to be fair. Just like Yuri does. What's up, Mike? Just listened to Theo Vaughn and Dana White. He mentioned that you were a DJ back in the day and someone stole your records. You ended up finding them. And Someone was stuck in a trunk. Yeah, so I'll tell the story real quick. Oh, fucking headache, man. I hope these ibuprofen kick in. I've had a cold for about a fucking week, driving me mad. That's why my voice is like this. That's why last week in New York, I had no voice whatsoever because I had a sore throat and I was talking the whole time. And a voice specialist said that I have a very, the way that I talk causes my vocal cords to vibrate a lot. So he says you need to speak to a, what do you call it? I need to get some elocution lessons. A voice therapist, and I need to change the way I talk and talk deeper like this, so that my voice doesn't go. And my wife was like, "Yeah, great, awesome," because he annoys the fuck out of me. But yeah, so my voice went a lot. What was the question a second ago? Oh yeah, Theo Von, Dana White. So yeah, I was a DJ back in the day, and I DJ'd at this club called Monroe's, and it was well known for the music. It was a good house club. Like a proper rave spot back in the day. Well-known place, all the top DJs played there. And I was a resident DJ. And I used to do 2 sets. I'd do one from like 12 till 2 or 12 till 1. And then another set, my voice is going. And then another set from like 5 till 6 because it was open until like 8 o'clock in the morning. So you can imagine what kind of place this was. And it was full of every criminal, every gangster, every wannabe, every drug dealer. Also a lot of normal people as well. But it's where all the doormen and the gangsters used to go and hang out as well. So anyway, between my 2 DJ sets, I went off. I was in the car park. I was sitting in my car for a while just hanging out. Went to the DJ booth to do my second set. My record box was there, but there was only a few records in it. Someone had walked in and just gone, grabbed as many records as they could and ran out the club. So I was fuming. And as I said, that club was full of a lot of tasty people, a lot of wannabe gangsters, a lot of actual gangsters. So I used to keep myself to myself. I was only a young lad. I certainly wasn't going around acting hard and having fights and stuff like that. But my records meant the world to me back then. I wasn't on the path of becoming a professional fighter. I wanted to be a DJ. And my records, because I didn't have a good job, money was extremely tight. So when the records got nicked, as we say in England, I was not fucking having it. And I knew what I could do. I knew I wasn't a pussy. So I thought, right, that's it. They've got to be here. One of these cars on the car park has to have my records in it. So I walked up to the first car on the fucking window because people could go in and out. They used to go in and out of the nightclub, sit in the car, smoke a joint, whatever. And knocked on the window. I'm like, and they're like, what? I said, oh, dickhead, you got my records in the car? He's like, no. I said, open your boot, trunk. So they did that, records weren't there. Went to the next car, did the same thing. Went to every car on the car park because I'm like, one of these dickheads has got my records. I go up to this one door. There's a guy just sitting there, calm as a cucumber, smoking a joint. I said, oi, mate, I need to look in your trunk, in your boot. I need to look in your boot. He said, why? I said, someone's robbed my records. He said, I haven't got your records, mate. I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, I need to look in your boot right now. He said, I'm telling you, I haven't got your records. I said, well, I don't fucking know that, do I? So just open up the boot of your car, right? Otherwise, there's going to be a problem. He's like, mate, I've told you, I haven't got your records. Okay? Leave it at that. I said, well, now I definitely want to look in the boot of your car because I think you have got them and that's why you won't show me. And he goes, all right. Takes a blast of his joint. Calm as fuck. He goes, all right, I'll show you in the boot. But when you see what's in there, you keep your fucking mouth shut. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. No bed. Open the boot now. Open it. And we walk to the back of the boot. He stands there, I'm there. And right before he opens it, he goes, remember, you don't say a word. I'm like, whatever, open the boot. And he opens the boot of the car up. And there's a guy led there, hands tied together, feet tied together. He's got a gag over his mouth. He's led there, eyes popping out of his head, begging, like, And the guy just goes, slams the boot. Told you, I haven't got your fucking records. I'm like, oh, shit. I was not expecting that. So anyway, there's the story that Theo Von is referring to. Right, anyway, so whatever. You never called him a knobhead in that first story. Well, whatever, knobhead, dickhead, it's all the same thing, pal. Who wins in a fight, Brian or Harrington? Well, Harrington thinks he's a fighter, but Brian's bigger. We'll go with Brian. Can you please tell my 2 children, McKenna and Dylan, from Ottawa, Canada, that they are the best kids ever? Super proud mama here. You're the man, Bisping. Kenlon, you sound like a wonderful mother. McKenna and Dylan, you're very, very lucky that you have a mother that loves you so much, that's so proud of you, that's on here getting a shout out from myself. So enjoy. You're very, very lucky. You're going home. You're going to get in bed. She's going to do some supper. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Anyway, back to the MMA stuff. What's the best pathway into the UFC? Start fighting, mate. Well, you're going to start training, you're going to be a martial artist, then you're going to start fighting, then you're going to start winning fights. If you want to do this, if you haven't started training yet, then find yourself a good mixed martial arts gym in your area. Apply yourself, do as many amateur tournaments as you can. The more tournaments, grappling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing tournaments, do as many as you can before you even think about doing amateur mixed martial arts. And then when you start that, do as many amateur mixed martial arts as you can. Because what happens is when you turn pro, if you lose a fight, if you're learning on the job, that loss stays on your record forever. Okay, so take your time. So many people want to rush it. So take your time, mate. And then start whooping some ass when you do go pro. And try and finish fights the way that Tom Aspinall did. Anyway, should I start in MMA? I'm 42. You might have missed that trick there, buddy. Muay Thai boxing gym in Worsley, England. There you go, Adam Gillespie. Fucking hell, you've mentioned that about 30 times. What do I do if someone is being hostile with you and might get physical? It depends, mate. I don't know. What can you do? Can you fight? Can you look after yourself? Have you done any martial arts? Just ignore them. If someone's getting hostile, walk away. It's not worth it. You don't have to fight everyone. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I have learned. My mum used to say all the time when I was a kid, takes a bigger man to walk away, Michael. I used to think, what are you talking about, mother? You were talking at your backside. But she was right. She was absolutely right. Took me a long time to learn that. So it got me in a lot of trouble as a kid, which I regret big time. So just walk away. If someone's being hostile, if you can walk away, walk away. If they attack you, then you're going to have to defend yourself. But hopefully it won't get to that. Christian Ronan says, with Conor not coming back by UFC 300, who should headline? Yeah, good question. I mean, is it going to be Jones? Is he going to be ready by then? I don't think so. No, that's April. It's not International Fight Week. So Jones isn't going to be ready. Who's he going to be? I have no idea. Tom Aspinall, he could do that. I think they'll probably have Tom fight in the UK. I'm not sure where, but they've got to come back sometime soon, especially with Tom, especially with Leon. Put them both on the same card. That would be incredible. Who else do we have? I mean, Sean O'Malley, he's a big star. I mean, there's lots of big stars these days. Mike, did I enjoy training at Ricky Hatton's gym? I did. Ricky Hatton is an absolute legend. Absolute legend. Went to his gym one day. I think it was when I was doing press for UFC 204. Did a little training session with Ricky. He's a tremendous coach. He's a great pad man. Obviously, he was a tremendous boxer. Really good stuff, and I love watching him online. I love seeing his son. I forget his name now. He's doing great things as well. So, yeah, Ricky Hatton. Shout out Ricky Hatton. What a legend. Tom will sell out a UK pay-per-view in minutes. No, he will. Without question, mate. But it's not about selling out the tickets, it's about selling the pay-per-views. And when you're in the UK, I think UK pay-per-view sales would do well. And I think US pay-per-view sales would do well as well. But I think there would be a little bit of a drop-off. It's normally the way when they have pay-per-views in international markets because of the time difference. Unless they did it like they did for my fight at 6 o'clock in the morning. Did I think that Dylan Dennis was going to fight me for real? No, I didn't. Dylan Dennis is not a fighter. You know, I mean, I know he wants to fight in the UFC and mixed martial arts. He's got some good jiu-jitsu. So you never know. You never know. Would I ever move back to England? I mean, I would love to. I would love to, but my life's out here now. Excuse me. I'm coming over for the tour, obviously. Then I'll be sticking around in the UK for a few weeks, see my mum and dad, see some family members. But my kids are out here, my life's out here, my career's out here, everything's out here, you know. So I would love to. I would love to buy a little house and spend some more time out there, certainly when I'm retired. You know, when I'm not doing this stuff, when I'm not flying all over the world, commentating. You know, I've still got a lot of things I want to achieve. You know, I'm still only 44 years old. You know, people say I'm retired. I'm retired from fighting. I'm not retired from working. I did very well in the UFC. I've got a nice nest egg. I've got some money put away. I've got good savings. I make a good living. But I've still got things I want to achieve. I've still got hopes and dreams. Just because I'm done fighting doesn't mean I've given up. Now it's on to the next thing. Now it's on to the next challenge. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly what that is. I've got a few things in mind that I want to accomplish that I'm not going to go into detail here just yet. But yeah, you know, in the future, when I retire, when I'm done, I would love to have a little place in England and split my time between the two. Because the kids are going to be out here. Their lives are here. You into the Ribble Valley Caravan Park. Oh, man. Eddisford Bridge. Singing career. That's it. That's it, mate. I'm going to be a professional singer. Top of the pops. Here we come. Number one in the charts. Bisping's coming at you. Nobody wants to hear that. I cannot sing. But Tom Aspinall can. Tom Aspinall can sing. And Tom Aspinall doesn't know it yet. But he's going to be doing karaoke. He's going to be singing his walkout music. He doesn't know it yet. But Tom's going to be putting on a show. Would I move state? Yeah, I would. We're going to move out of California at some point. Not sure. Movie star, yeah, the DJ, the movie stuff. Hopefully got some big stuff lined up for next year in that regard. DJ career. Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you about this early. On the next UFC event in England, we're doing an official after party. Myself, Adam Cattrall and Nick P. Adam Cattrall was a very, very good DJ. He used to DJ at Gatecrasher. And I used to DJ as well. So we're going to put on our own after party, the official. It's not through the UFC, but the official UFC blah, blah, blah after party. Whatever city it's going to be, come and hang out with us like afterwards. So we're going to be DJing. So keep an eye on that one. Anyway, Bisping on the spin. DJ Big Spin. Let's go. Francis versus Aspinall. Oh, man. What a fight that would be. Francis Ngannou versus Tom Aspinall. I really don't see any fighter, any heavyweight beating Tom. I don't. I would say put a poll up, but I can't. And I don't know how to do that. How do I put a bloody poll up here? Normally I have my editor do it. How the bloody hell do I put a poll up? Do a poll. I can't do it. How do you put a poll up? God damn, do you do it in the chat? Hold on, let's have a look. Participants? No. Moderation activity? No. Community moderation? None of that stuff. Never mind. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. What do you think? Because here's the thing. If Jones beats Stipe, and that's a big if, right? But just for the sake of conversation, and I'm getting to that question right now, Mo Saeed. If Jones beats Stipe, just let's have a hypothetical situation and say that he does. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall, without question, 100% has to happen. And I know that Jones doesn't owe anybody anything. He had an incredible career at light heavyweight. He's become the heavyweight champ. If he beats Stipe, he's beaten the greatest heavyweight of all time currently. So people might say that he's going to retire. And he's alluded to not fighting too many more times. But I think if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, that wouldn't go down well. That wouldn't be the big PR stunt. I mean, there's another champion. So it's kind of forcing John's hand. You know, I have a lot of respect for John's career, you know, so I'm not underestimating his skills. I mean, if you look at him, he out-wrestled Daniel Cormier, one of the best wrestlers we've had in the UFC. So you can't underestimate John Jones, right? I mean, that's a stupid sentence to say. So I'm not saying that he's ducking Tom Aspinall, but that would be the narrative. If he beats Stipe Miocic, he has to unify the belt. He has to face Tom Aspinall because there's another guy quite literally in Tom walking around with a UFC heavyweight strap. So that fight has to happen. Or Stipe has to. One or the other. Mike Bisping, best UFC fighter to come from England. Flew the flag for MMA here. All the best from Hugh Jass. Hugh Jass. Nice one, J Dogs. Appreciate you, brother. I wouldn't say I'm the best fighter to come from the UK. I won the belt. I made my mark, you know, so I'm appreciative of that. And if other people want to say that, that's very kind. I don't think I was. I really don't think I was. You know, I did good. I had a good career. Made some money. Left my mark. Set myself up for a good life. Looked after my family. That was the main thing I wanted to do. So, but I mean, the best fighter from the UK, I mean, Leon Edwards is doing phenomenal. Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall's going to defend that belt about 10 times. Tom Aspinall's going to defend the belt about 10 times and then he's going to retire as the greatest heavyweight we've ever seen. That's what I think. Maybe I'm out of my mind. But that's what I think. Aspinall versus Cyril Gane next, probably if Stipe waits for Jones. I'd like to see it. I know Cyril Gane called him out. Fair play to Cyril. Tom kind of scoffed at the idea. But yeah, I'd like to see that. I think it makes sense. I think Cyril Gane and Tom on the feet, that'd be fun. On the feet, that would be very, very interesting because Cyril's one of the few guys that can actually move like Tom. You know, there's not many people can at heavyweight. Cyril Gane can. Problem is, we saw him against John Jones. He's a little bit deficient in the grappling department. Doesn't mean he's not improving. Doesn't mean he's not going to get better. But currently, right now, he's had a deficiency in the grappling department. Defending the belt 10 times at heavyweight would immediately make him in discussions for the GOAT. Yeah, I know. I think Tom has the ability one day. This is what I'm talking about. And everyone's going to think I'm on his nuts. And it's not because we're mates. And by the way, I haven't known Tom for years and years. I've known Tom since he started fighting in the UFC. And then because we're from the same kind of area, the northwest of England, we just kind of clicked, you know what I mean? And he came on my podcast a bunch of times and then I commentated a few of his fights and we ended up going out for a few meals and stuff. You know, it's not like, you know, I could see the comments, dead and white, he was never my friend. No, but we are good mates now. We are good mates. But I say what I say because of what I see. Simple as that. I mean, number one, he's a great guy, but I say these kind of claims because I truly do believe that we are talking about a future GOAT if he continues the way that he does. I mean, the GOAT is John Jones. That fight has to happen if he beats John and then wins a few more times and retires. I mean, that's it. There's the heavyweight GOAT, if not the absolute GOAT. And I know that the Nurmagomedov crew are going to come for me. I know the Islam Makhachev crew are coming at me hard right now, but that's just a fact. That's exciting, champ. Trust your judgment. Can't wait to see how far this goes. Yeah, no, I know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but so far he hasn't let himself down. He hasn't let the UK down. He hasn't proved me wrong. He's made me look like a fucking genius. So thank you, Tom. And as I said, myticket.co.uk. Come see us all. Paul Craig, John Jones, the belt hold-up champion. Nah, he got injured, mate. I understand. You know, it's been a while since he last fought. Before that, he had 3 years off, and then now he's not going to fight for a while. But he tore the pec. He tore the pec off the bone. It's not his fault. What do I think of Leon Edwards saying that welterweight is boring? Well, let's have a look at the rankings. Let's have a look. Who have we got? Who do we have? Let's have a look-see-do. Hold on. Boom, boom. There we go. Bring that bad boy down. Let's have a little zoom in action. So, we have welterweight. This is not welterweight. Here's welterweight. So, Leon Edwards. Hold on. Let's just make this a bit bigger. There we go. The eyes never let me down. So, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman still ranked at number 1. Probably going to stay at middleweight if you ask me. Bilal Muhammad. Very efficient, very effective, not the most exciting. But after Colby Covington, he should fight Bilal Muhammad. They do have unfinished business. Gilbert Burns, there's no way you can call Gilbert Burns
boring. No way. Shavkat Rakhmonov, same thing. Stephen Thompson is amazing. Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque, Sean Brady, Ian Machado, Gary. Far from boring. Kevin Holland, far from boring. Now, out of all those people, who gives Leon the most problems? Well, Colby Covington, will find out how that goes. I'm leaning towards Leon. You know, I think he probably wins that fight. Probably stops the takedown and beats him by decision. Gilbert Burns, I don't know if he'll do it. Shavkat, that'll be a tough fight. Wonderboy, that'll be a fun fight, but I think Leon would take it. Luque, not a problem. Brady, not a problem. Ian Machado, Gary, I think that'd be an interesting fight, even if he did get knocked out in training. Jack Della Maddalena, love that guy as well. So it's not boring. I know he's talking about going up and fighting the winner of Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland. I don't know if the UFC will do that just so soon. But if Volkanovski, if I was managing Leon Edwards, I'd be like, well, hold on a minute. Volkanovski just had 2 fights in a row that he did that. Oh, it's echoing, is it? Well, there's nothing I can do about that, boys and girls. I guess you'll just have to press Alt F4 to fix your mic. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll turn it down a little bit. That's what needs to happen. It's a little on the loud side. F4, you pricks. Let me see. Hold on. Have you ever told your wife, I love you, Rebecca? Not in that voice. No echo. I'm good. It's fixed now, you pricks. Piss off. Thought you were a DJ, man. Hey, you give me a set of Technic 1210s, you give me some records, I will mix it up a treat. I'm no fucking computer genius, though, that's for damn sure. What are my thoughts on John Haggerty lighting it up in ONE FC at the moment? I don't know him, mate. I don't watch ONE. I've got nothing against it. I would like to watch some of it. I have my hands full keeping up with the UFC. There's a lot of fights every weekend. In fact, let's have a look at this fight card this weekend. Paul Craig and Craig versus Alan Wiki. I wish I was commentating this one because Paul Craig, obviously, got a lot of respect for this man and we are friends as well. Let's have a look. So, Brendan Allen, Paul Craig, Michael Morales, Jake Matthews, love Jake Matthews, Chase Hooper, Jordan Levitt, interesting one. Jonathan Pierce, Joe Anderson Brito, that's the prelim headliner. And it's all about that main event though for me, all about that. Anyway, voice is still fucked, innit? I apologise about the voice. So, Tales of the Octagon, who's the meet and greet with? We'll take a wild guess, buddy. Me, Tom Aspinall, Paul Craig, because we're all going to be there. So that's the meet and greet. So get yourself down. Get yourself down. Why did Paul Craig go down to middleweight? Well, he lost a few at light heavyweight, didn't he? And he felt like he was a little undersized. Am I bringing Tales of the Octagon to Australia? I will do it. I will do it, mate. I was meant to do it a while ago, but as soon as you open the browser, the echo starts. I see. All right, well, whatever. I'll speak with my editor. Next time it'll all be sorted. I'm not doing it now. I can't multitask. I'm not a woman. I can't talk to you, answer questions, and fiddle with my settings, fiddle with my knobs, give them a little tweak. So, yeah, there you go. So what do we think about Izzy and Alex Pereira? You know, because Izzy's getting on his, you know, he's talking a bit of trash there. He was kind of laughing, you know. He said that all the middleweights should thank him because, what was it? Alex Pereira went up to 205. I do think they have unfinished business. And whilst I do think Jamal Hill should be the next guy in line, I, for one, would like to see the rubber match with Izzy and Pereira. And we might just see that if, let's just say, if Pereira can defeat Jamal Hill, and that's a big if, that's a big ask. That's not going to be an easy fight. But if he can, hypothetically, and even if he doesn't, but if he can, Izzy's tried to become a two-weight division champ before, lost to Jan Blachowicz. I think he would probably come up to 205 and try and fight for that belt against Alex Pereira. I mean, let's be honest, it would be a title fight waiting to happen. But Pereira has to fight Jamal Hill first. That's just the way it is. When can my 7-year-old get an autograph? Well, Adam Gillespie, if he was here right now, that would be your answer. But he's not. So when you see me, stop me. I'll say hi. I'll sign an autograph. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Jan wants the Alex rematch. I know he does. He was kind of pissed off. He was kind of angry on Twitter the other day. Do I think Ngannou knocked out Fury's guys with massive boxing skill like Dustin or Pavlovich? Do you think since Ngannou knocked out Fury, he didn't knock out Fury, you mean knocked down? Guys with massive boxing skills like Dustin or Pavlovich could easily take down actual boxers with proper camps. Well, yeah, any mixed martial artist, and when I say any, I don't mean any, I mean the majority. The majority of mixed martial artists would take down a boxer. A mixed martial artist who was going to get into a fight with a boxer on the street would shoot a double leg takedown, would grab them in a clinch, would get them in a body lock, would get a high crotch, a single leg, whatever it is, because they don't know how to stop that. They don't know how to defend that. I mean, we saw Francis Ngannou do tremendous things against Tyson Fury. Unbelievable. I mean, I can't wait for the rematch on that because I think it's going to happen. If Fury beats Usyk, and I think I just saw that got announced for February 13th or something like that. If he gets through Usyk, and that's a big if, Fury's next fight has to be against Ngannou for the title. It just does. Come on. You have to give him a shot at the belt. And I think Tyson Fury, and I know he can mess around a little bit. I know we can talk a bit of shit. And I know people kind of get on his case because, you know, he wasn't fighting Usyk and he hasn't fought Joshua. I think Fury would want to prove to himself, take it more seriously than what he did and prove to the world that he's levels above him. Now, of course, that would be a gamble because maybe he's not levels above him. But I would like to see that, and I think that would be the natural, should be the natural flow of sequences, events, occurrences. Would you shoot a double leg if I had to fight Alex Pereira? I don't think I would, to be honest. Do not be fooled by this voice, boys and girls. Do not be fooled by these little bits of grey hair coming in. There's a few bits of grey. Still got it. I'm not saying I beat Alex Pereira, but I think my best shot would be on the feet. Ain't no pussy, let's be honest. Alex Pereira could beat Picogram Jones. No. Sorry. That's a no. He couldn't beat John Jones. We got to give Jones more credit, guys. I know people like to rip on him right now because he just pulled out of the fight. Look at what Jones just did to Cyril Gane. I think it would look like that. It probably would. Do you ever see UFC in a stadium in Cardiff? Well, I'm going to tell you this now, Johnny Elias, and you won't like the answer. When I won the belt against Luke Rockhold, UFC 199, which is crazy to think that was 7 bloody years ago. 7 years ago. Time flies. On the Monday morning, you might have heard this story before, Dana White called me with Lorenzo Fertitta to say congratulations on the performance and becoming champ. They said, we want you to fight Dan Henderson next. Do you accept? I said, of course I do. He knocked me out in vicious style. Then they said, do you want to do it in Manchester or Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium? And I said, well, it's got to be Manchester. So they were going to do it back then. And I think if you put Tom and Leon on the same card, you could sell that place out. No problem. Probably just one of them by themselves, to be honest. But Tom and Leon on the same card, you throw Paddy on there, you throw some of the other great fighters, and then bring some of the fighters from the States over as well. You know, because I think the UK fans, whilst we love our own fighters, we also want to see some of the, the American legends, the people that we watch on pay-per-view, the people that we only get to see on TV. You know, you stack a pay-per-view card with some people like that, certainly with Tom and Leon, dude, they'd do 50,000 seats, no problem. No problem. Leave Stipe alone. He's still recovering from the molestation by Francis. All right. Jeez Louise, buddy. What did Stipe do to you? Stipe's a nice guy, man. Hey, Mate, hope you're well. I'm all right, Matt. Voice is still bothering. I've got a bloody blazing fucking headache. Honestly, as I'm talking, these tension headaches, man. Oh, it's bad. Anyway, I've lost your question. It's gone up in the chat. It's gone. Hope you're well. How does Tom beat Gane? Almeida, Stipe. How quickly does he do it? Well, to beat Cyril Gane, he would do the same thing as John Jones. I'm not saying that he would do it as easily. Maybe he would do it quicker. Who knows? But that would be the approach. To beat Almeida, he would beat him the way that he just beat Sergey Pavlovich. Because I think he could stop Almeida's takedowns. Stipe Miocic, it'd be a good old-fashioned mixed martial arts contest. But that's the beauty of having a skill set like Tom. He can literally do it everywhere. Hold on, what's this? The Enigma. I think Yoel loves you more than Rebecca does. Probably does, Enigma. Are we not getting sick of that one now? I love you. I love you. I met your mum and sister at a Stone Roses gig. Right, wasn't my mum. Wasn't my mum. Wasn't my sister. You did not meet my mum and my sister. My mum can't walk. She's an old Irish lady. Who you met was the woman that my dad is married to. Didn't meet my mum. That is not my mother. My mother's a sweet old Irish lady. Shout out, Mum. See you soon. Can't wait to see her. She lives in England by herself. She had polio when she was younger, when she was just a wee girl, so she was, as she would say. So she always had a terrible limp, and now as she's got older, she can't walk. So it's really sad. But she's all right, you know, she never complains, she never moans, you know. So we'll be going to see her soon. Fortunately, we've got a lot of family out there, but I do miss her dearly. So, but that wasn't my mother at the Stone Roses. She would not go to a Stone Roses concert. You've been live for 4 hours. I've been live for an hour, mate. Why don't you bring Tales of the Octagon to the US? You're already here and most of your viewers are too. Yeah, I know, you're right, I should. I get nervous, mate, believe it or not. Like doing stuff like that. Doing this is easy. Commentating, I find that easy. Fighting, whilst there was definitely nerves and you would be scared beforehand, again, it's something that came naturally to me. The Tales from the Octagon stuff, it was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking. And if this one goes well, which I think it will, in fact, it's going to be fantastic, what am I saying? If it goes anything like the last one, the last ones were fantastic. And I had such a great time, and the crowds were brilliant. And I thank everyone that was there, because they're part of why it was so good, because their attitude was phenomenal. Everyone was in stitches. Everyone was laughing their heads off. They insisted that I drank a lot of alcohol. But if this one goes down a treat, then I got to do it. I got to do it. It'll be coming to the States. So, Dylan Dennis, here he is. He's in the chat. What's up, Dylan? You lucky I didn't throw you on your head. You might have saw that little video. That's the first time I've met Dylan in person. We've gone back and forth on social media. He's been in the chat quite a lot. Dylan, you're a nice guy. It was nice to meet you, and we had a little mess around there. But don't fucking make me mad. Don't make me angry. You would not like me when I'm angry, Dylan. Simple as that. That's actually true. That is actually true. But there he is, old Dylan Dennis. What do we think? If I could put a poll up, I would. But my editor's not here and I just went through this. Do we want Dylan Dennis in the UFC? We know that he is campaigning to be in the UFC. He's managed by Audiatar and Paradigm Sports Management. So, you know, he's undefeated in MMA. He does have, you know, infamy. He does have some fame. He's got a lot of followers. But what do you think? Let me know. Sure, why not? No, never. You're a sweetheart, love you. Oh, well, thank you, Dylan. Look at this. It's all changed. Now he's calling me a sweetheart. Yes, no, yes. Dylan versus Paddy, who wins? Dylan, how's the lawsuit going? That's a good question. That is a good question. Have they dropped that goddamn lawsuit? Because they need to drop the lawsuit. That's just ridiculous. As far as I know, Dylan just reposted pictures that were already online. Now, there was that one video where she was saying that she needed some DICK. And I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk about another man's woman. But, you know, she's putting stuff like that out there. What do you expect? Anyway, when are you rescheduling the Australian Tales from the Octagon? I was so keen for it. Well, you know what, Brad Lennon, I'll speak to the promoter. Let me get this one out of the way. Let me do this one. I'm excited for this one. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm just focused on this right now. And then after that, I will talk to the promoter about doing it. And watch this space, buddy. You watch this space. You never know. Maybe we get Dylan Dennis on it. So, No Man Alive. Where's the babe? What do you mean, where's the babe? Oh, the missus? Should we get the missus on? It's been an hour. Hey, Rebecca! What do you think? You want to jump on? Stops me talking for a minute. My voice is dead. I had no voice whatsoever in New York last week. You might have seen some of the videos on the channel. Speaking to bloody DC, Yuri Prochazka. You going to jump on and join us for a minute?
Do I have to get a chair?
Well, you would have to get a chair unless you want to squat. Unless you want to float mid-air. She's like, do I need to get a chair? Well, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I had no voice whatsoever. And it's going again. Anyway, back to MMA. You're a legend, mate. All love. Well, thank you, Dylan. Appreciate that, buddy. Nice to meet you in person. All the best with everything going forward. Hopefully get to see you in the UFC, the #1 MMA promotion. And I'm excited to see what you can do. Fair play to you. You promoted the shit out of that fight with Logan Paul. So yeah, mate. Hey, you probably will get a shot in the UFC. I don't see why not. And I look forward to it. So all the best, Dylan. Appreciate you, buddy. And it was good to meet you, even though it was only short and sweet for a second. I hope you had a good night.
Who are you talking about, Dylan?
Old Dylan's in the chat.
I saw your vid.
It's all love.
Have you guys kissed and made up?
Well, we didn't kiss.
Looks like it to me.
There was
I don't know. You guys got pretty intimate.
Well, yeah, he came up and got in my face, tried playing Mercy with me, bless him. I'm like, what are we doing? Playing Mercy. So, yeah, there was no kissing, thank God. You know what I mean? I mean, you'd have to accept that these days, wouldn't you?
What do you mean?
Well, you can't say there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, if he tried to kiss you, I thought you meant you just have to let him.
No, I would not let him. No man alive is going to kiss the Bisping. No man alive. That's never going to happen. No man alive was... Hold on. Come on, Rebecca. Baby, this guy keeps going.
Enigma.
I love you. You know, the Yoel Romero thing. I mean, how overplayed is that? How 2000...
Well, thank you, though, Enigma.
How 2016 have you, Enigma? Come on.
I saw the comments. Alt F4 for a poll.
Yeah. Alt F4, you pricks. You pricks. First time I saw you live was knocking out Mark Epstein in London. Thank you, Loz. Heck of a career, Mike. But has it really been 20 years? I know, buddy. Where does it go? Congrats on the evolution to an excellent commentary career. Well, I appreciate that, Loz, and I appreciate you being there from day one. When I first fought Mark Epstein, and you're right, 20 years, man. Next year will be 20 years. That was for the Cage Rage light heavyweight title. It was only my third professional fight. Epstein was an hard bastard, and he hit hard as well. So I was a little out of my depth, but I got the job done. And that was the start of some big things. So thank you, Loz. I appreciate you being there for the ride. Oh, Dylan said he would have kissed me.
Oh.
How would you have felt about that, babe?
Oh, I'm down. That's fine. Whatever you guys want to do. Don't let me get in
You
your
want
way.
me to have a gay relationship with Dylan
I want to
Dennis?
see you guys kiss.
No, you don't. Jesus Christ. Rebecca, what are you doing?
Joking, obviously.
I know, but that's going to get trimmed.
Oh, stop.
Rebecca Bisping wants to see Dylan Dennis and Michael Bisping make out. Fucking hell. My God. Anywho, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Quickly. Telling my wife about you two right now. What a road. You're an inspiration. Thank you.
Oh,
Sort your
quite
polyps
right.
out. What do you mean, polyps?
Polyps are growths.
Right? Is
You
it?
can have them in your nose. Do you have polyps in your nose?
I don't know.
He hasn't got polyps in his nose. He's just like inflamed and swollen.
Yeah, no, it
They're
is.
not polyps.
I've had...
You can have polyps like in intimate places too.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, we don't want to talk about that. No, I've just got I've had my nose broken a bunch. Anyway, Bisping, you effing legend. Thanks for hyping Aspinall. Point F improved. Love from Liverpool. All right, mate. Nice one there, hyper own. F. Sweet as la. All right, you paved the way for the UK. You know what? People say that, mate, but, you know, whilst I definitely did play my role, yeah, but there was others before me, and there was an MMA scene. I can't be honest.
Why do Scousers always talk so high?
Yeah, they talked very high-pitched. You know what I mean? They don't have deep voices, la.
No.
Right? Yoel wouldn't say no to a kiss, lad.
He already smooched Luke. He did as well, didn't he? But remember that.
No.
When he knocked out Luke Rockhold,
He smooched him after
he gave him a kiss.
on the lips
Yeah.
on purpose.
Well, wasn't by accident.
Yeah, but sometimes maybe Luke like
gave
just
him a
happened to
kiss.
turn at the same
Oh,
time.
I don't know. I don't know. We got to look at this. Yo, well. By accident.
Just press that and I can look at the chat.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We got to look at this. Yo, well. Press what?
The arrow there.
Oh, sorry, babe. Didn't realise.
That's okay.
Where's the cursor? Where's the
I can't even
cursor?
find the cursor.
Images. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there it is. Look.
Yes, he looked. Luke turned his head.
Yeah, well, it's a good job he turned his head.
What's he doing, kissing him on the cheek?
Well, because he went up
anyway?
to give him respect.
Yes,
He went up to, he knocked him out in devastating
I guess a
fashion.
hug, but not a kiss is a bit much.
Yeah, it
Like,
gave
how
him
condescending can you be?
I know. Well, it started off. See this one here on the right. This one here started. Oh no. Where was it? Oh no. That one above it. Let me go down. Let me go down. Let me go down. Oh bollocks to it. I can't go down.
He's getting flustered.
Flustered. Tech. Alt F4. Yeah, but look at that. I mean, yeah.
It's,
Can't go down.
to add insult to injury. He
Just
got knocked out. And then
I know.
kissed.
He did. He kissed him. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, it started off there. And he went in. He was just being respectful. You know, maybe that's how the
Yeah,
Cubans
but I
do it.
think, like, just after you knock someone out, just give them their space. They don't want to be condescended by you. They don't want hugs. They don't want you to get down on your knees and, like, you know what I mean? It's too much.
Well, the kissing, he weren't getting down
Yeah,
on his
but do you know
knees,
what I mean? Say
babe.
if you
My
just
God.
got knocked out.
This is a
do you
PG
want
show.
someone to come up to you and, like, be hugging you and tell you what a warrior he thinks you are and
Oh,
stuff?
I know.
It's like, get out of my face.
Yeah, and when they raise your hand as
Yeah,
well.
it's like, no.
So don't raise the hand, dickhead. You just knocked me out.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah.
It's
Just
condescending.
It is what it is. You beat me. You shattered my hopes and dreams. You've derailed my career. You sent me home a loser. You've embarrassed me in front of my wife and children. I'm not going to get a title shot. My house is going to get repossessed, okay? And you're going to come up and give me a kiss and raise my hand and go, everyone, round of
I know.
applause.
That's what I'm saying.
I would rather you told me to go fuck myself.
Yes.
So that's why I was a dickhead afterwards. Anyway, we've got quite a lot of super chats coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that he's looking up at him as if expecting a kiss. I know, bless. Rebecca, you have spent too much time in the San Francisco Bay. Or have you spent too much time in San Francisco because of your son? If so, what was the place like? Salutations from Berkeley.
Shockingly and ashamed to say, I haven't spent much time at all.
Get in the middle and I'm going to the bathroom.
In-
No man alive should be left alone with Rebecca Bisping. Be nice, don't be disrespectful, and I will be right back in just a minute.
Okay.
And by the way...
Oh my God, you're shouting in my ear.
By the way, pay that money, KSI. Pay that money. We had a deal. Do the right thing. Pay the money.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
No, I haven't spent much time in the Bay Area. I've been there, obviously, a few times, but shockingly, sadly, I haven't. And we need to. We need to go and visit him more. But he's always busy. Like, we say we're going to come up for the weekend, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm working, or I've got plans, you know. So anyway, we will. Callum, we're going to come see you. Not that he's watching. Let's see, what do we have? R.I.P. ears. That was loud. I'm used to it, though. Michael's a very loud person. Sharon and Ozzy. Are you comparing us to Sharon and Ozzy? I can see the similarities, to be honest. Sometimes I can see similarities between Michael and Ozzy Osbourne. I can. In a good way. In a good way. In an endearing way. Tell us a secret about Mike. Can't do it, guys. Can't do it. Michael's an open book, anyway. I think you probably know pretty much everything there is to know about him. Let's see. Okay, a lot of these I cannot even read out. Rebecca, what's your opinion on Jimmy Savile? I don't want to talk about Jimmy Savile.
Oh, Jimmy Savile.
I don't want him in my headspace.
No, you don't want him in any.
No, and
You don't want Jimmy Savile in any space.
And I don't like how they've done a movie about him, I have to say. I really don't like that.
I
don't
did-
think anyone should be profiting from Jimmy Savile.
No, they
He
shouldn't.
should just be forgotten about. Like,
I would have kissed you, sunshine. We did that Monday. I was Dylan again. Oh, excuse
Have you
me,
done that
guys.
one?
Yeah.
You just legit burped into that microphone.
I did. I'm sorry. There's only thousands of people here
And
live.
we got compared to Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne, by the way.
Oh, did we really?
Yeah.
I'm probably like Ozzy. I have no idea what time it is.
I literally just said you actually
Sharon,
remind me
Sharon,
of him.
Sharon.
Because on Instagram, you know when you watch a clip of something and then the algorithm thinks that's all you want to see. So I watched a clip on Ozzy Osbourne acting like a lunatic. So now it thinks that's all I want to see and that's all I'm seeing all day.
Yeah,
and
but
I do see similarities between you
Sharon,
two.
Sharon.
And
Back,
Sharon's like me.
back to MMA for a second. Ivana Kristalinas. Yes, I do think Cyril Gane will cause problems for Tom on the feet. I think Cyril Gane's an incredible striker, but it's mixed martial arts, and I think Tom has an advantage in that department. But there's never no guarantees in mixed martial arts, you know. So if that fight was to happen, I would be very excited and intrigued to see it.
Howard Wormsley says, at home with the Bispings coming to Netflix soon.
You know, we got offered a reality TV show.
I actually think it would be hilarious.
It would be, but I didn't want to do it.
We'd never do it.
I did. I had a very, very big production company reach out to me, and they wanted to do a reality TV show, pretty much like at home with the Bispings. And there was, I'm talking.
I know.
And there was a few reasons I didn't want to do it. Number one, I didn't want to expose everything about my life. We said, secondly, we weren't interesting enough. That was your take, weren't it? And they wanted to do a lot of fake stuff.
That's the part that I wasn't into. If it's like a fly on the wall thing, then that's like a different
Thank you,
thing,
Sandeep Singh.
You know, but they wanted a load of like staged things, like going places and doing stuff. Oh no.
Yeah, and then also for me as well, I didn't want to expose my children to that kind of celebrity lifestyle. I mean, you see it all the time, don't you? These young children, and this was about 3 years ago, weren't it? Something like that. And the kids were 18, 19. Lucas was about 10. And you see, they get a bit of fame. It can go to the heads, and
it wouldn't our kids.
No, I don't think it would. I don't
grounded.
think it would. But even still, I didn't want that for them.
One with just us two would be good.
I just didn't want to sell out.
It is selling out.
I'll just do it on YouTube instead for a fucking fraction of the money. Alex versus Anthony Smith, Mike. Come on. Everyone else is booked. Hey, listen, Anthony's right there. I'm not sure if Anthony's got a fight lined up. I'm pretty sure that he said that he did. Stallone did one and he's got girls. Yeah, but come on. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it, but I bet it's totally cringe.
Don't say that about Sylvester. Hey, yo, it ain't about the fucking...
And he's got a documentary out on Netflix too. He even looked annoying as a kid.
Don't say that.
Oh my God.
Don't say that about Sly.
Why?
No man alive
He's the most annoying man
should
ever.
slag off Sylvester.
Who here doesn't like Sylvester?
Shut
Stallone?
up, babe. I like Sylvester.
Yeah, I'm just having a conversation.
Got front row for the O2 for Tales from the Octagon 2. Go on, Jamie Cooper.
Nice.
Will you, Tom Aspinall, Paul Craig, be having a drink with fans during the meet and greet? Or you three going out after? Who is your 5 picks for the main card? UFC 296. That's a good question.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I overheard you saying something about an after party and DJing.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's next year.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's not Tales from the Octagon.
I was like, I was not informed of this.
Yeah. Rebecca's going to be there. She's going to come to this one. Picks, what was that? Where was it?
What he picks?
5. Leon. What's the call, man?
Don't ask me.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
You got to get 5 picks, though.
Tom versus Tyson Fury in boxing would be very, very interesting. You're right, Danny Gilligan. I'd love to see it. Come on, Stallone did it for his girls. Yeah, but they're the Stallones. You know what I mean?
Your wife, boyfriend says, I love it when Rebecca interrupts.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
It's payback.
Good. My voice was
Everyone's
struggling.
loving it.
My voice was struggling.
When?
Now.
Because you got to chill out when you talk. You talk
Okay.
too much. Like, you just calm down.
I'll just calm it down. I'll talk
Yeah,
like this.
that's it.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, God, that's not
I'm
right.
Would you prefer it if I did my YouTube channel like this?
Everyone might, actually.
Would you prefer if I talked like this?
Does anyone get anxiety just, like, listening to...
Softly spoken.
Michael?
So Ollie Health says, Bisping,
Okay, stop. I don't like it now.
as a former champion of his previous division, what do you believe his next move should be? Light heavyweight, time off, or a return to middleweight?
Some people say
We appreciate you. Who prefers that? No man alive.
Someone said you sound depressed.
I think that is his next move. Should be whatever makes him happy. He's given so much to the mixed martial arts community.
Gannon says I like the crazed version of Michael.
Yeah, let's go.
I like the crazed version.
Scousers are high pitched, you dickhead. What you talking about, La? Mike gets double legged. Rebecca gets put in a Kimura. Only messing. Favourite fighter, lad. Sounding pretty high pitched to me, pal.
You do all talk high pitched.
You do.
Nothing's wrong with that. I'm just saying.
All right, lads. I guess there's a few like this, mate, but the few and far between, lads. Had any more movie offers? Any more offers to be in movies? I have. Apart from Den of Thieves 2, what's going on?
Not much.
Rebecca doesn't like it. She doesn't like the acting talk.
I don't like it.
She don't like it.
It's not right.
Might have a big role next year. That'll be Stanley. McStan.
Hi.
Get out of here, babe. She's got to go. She's got to go. And I'm going to have to go soon. Let him in. No man alive should be having to bloody answer phone calls through alive. Yeah, well, yeah, I'll deal with him in a minute. Just let him in. Shut that door, let him in, and I'll wrap up. I'll do another 10 minutes for the guys. We've got lots of super chats that we've got to answer. Yeah. Legit question for the missus, if okay. Babe, come here. Answer this one. When the New Orleans incident happened, where I got sucker punched in the face, you're exposing yourself a slight touch. There you go. Look, Drop Barracuda says, when I was punched in the face in New Orleans, were you more worried for Michael or the idiot?
I wasn't worried for Michael, and I wasn't worried for the idiot, to be honest, because Michael wasn't fazed in the slightest. He wasn't angered by the fact that he'd just been punched. He just thought it was funny. And, I wasn't worried, no.
I laughed.
Because I guess you've matured. At one point, you would have gone psycho. I have to say, you would have. Oh. You would have gone nuts. But,
yeah, I would have done. I'm mature, guys.
He's a mature
Look at me.
Human being. It happened.
He's
44. It finally happened.
You know, anyone that's watched me on a live, you can tell I'm very mature. Okay? I'm not immature in the slightest. I'm not silly. I'm a very, very, very level human being. That's Romero calling to say, I love you. What else? You've been great promoting the likes of Tom and the UK scene. Thank you. 2 British champs now is amazing. You're right, Loz. Any thoughts on who we should look out for next? Arnold Allen, I said this before, he's got a tough one, but Lerone Murphy. Keep an eye on Lerone Murphy. Got to go. And Mohammed Makayev. Mohammed Makayev is coming for that flyweight belt. Mohammed Makayev or Makayev. I think it's Makayev. Rebecca, we spent much time in the San Francisco Bay Area. So we did that one. Mm-hmm. Can you imitate Joe St. Pierre's voice before you're leaving? He says, human being, for you human being, it kills me, human being, because of my voice. I am not intoxicated. No, I can't do it right now because my voice is fucked.
Too deep.
Too deep. My son said he wants to grow up to be like me.
Aww.
Oh, thank you, vegan love. So I am looking for the worst reviewed MMA school in my area. Aikido or Krav Maga? I'll do you one better. Kung Fu. Liam JBW, Mike, shout out from Yorkshire. What's your thoughts on George Hardwick's Cage Warriors return versus Wayne Kerr? George Hardwick versus Wayne Kerr. Yeah, good one. Yorkshire lads in house, in building. Aye, into YouTube, into it. Aye. Do you know, you probably don't understand, but there's people in Yorkshire, that's a part of England, and they actually talk like this. You're a proper simp. I am. Bisping, do you believe in Johnny Walker? Claiming to be part lizard? Oh, I don't know about that. No. They talk like that. They talk like that where I'm from. What's the best Keanu movie? The Matrix. The Matrix 1. There you go. There it is. Mike, what's the most embarrassing thing that happened in the cage?
getting knocked the fuck out. The Tales from the Octagon, Copenhagen. I know, I'm sorry about that, buddy. Who's that from? Erkan Clifty. Sorry, buddy. Guys, I'm going to have to go because this sounds very la-di-da, but my business manager just arrived. We got an amazing little project in the works. We got some merchandise. We are launching a merchandise called Believin'. A merch line called Believin'. It is the old English spelling or old English word for believe. You know, conceive, believe, achieve. We've got some amazing merchandise coming out soon. Believin'. Keep an eye out for that one. Hi, Peroni F says, amazing reality TV show. Rebecca, get me a coffee. I'm too calm. Rebecca, can you do a Scouse accent for me? All right, well, don't fucking watch it. I said I weren't going to do it anyway, didn't I? What a dickhead. All right, boys and girls. Oh, we just had one last one there. Dylan, no, we got that one already. All right, conceive, believe, achieve. One last time, ladies and gentlemen, Tales from the Octagon to myticket.co.uk. Tom Aspinall will be there with the belt. We will be taking the piss. We will be having post-drinks, Jamie Cooper, not pre-drinks. It wouldn't be a very good show. December 14th in London, December 16th in Manchester. Paul Craig's going to be there as well, so it's going to be a sensational night. Tales from the Octagon 2, and that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Someone's here, I got a meeting, I got to go. You know, high-level business deals, you know, moving and shaking, taking over the world, one step at a time. But the thing to do right now is to get my voice back and to press end stream. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, unless anyone's got... one last really good question. Will Dylan be there? Maybe. John Fury on BYM. It would be good to see his reaction to my impression, but I've got a natural John Fury voice these days. Right. Can we bring things to sign at the meet and greets? Yes, you can, Matt Clow. My missus loves you, Mike. Thank you, Alex. Any event you want commentating on, she complains for like 20 minutes. She's a smart woman. She is a smart woman. Guys, take care. Doing some videos shortly for tomorrow morning, so make sure you come back to the channel and watch those videos. We're going to talk about Tom. We're going to talk about Paul Craig. We're going to talk about all the things that's going down in mixed martial arts. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and subscribe. Press that notification bell and ring the bell. Yeah, press the notification bell. Yeah, because it helps. Helps with the channel, helps with me, helps with everything. Wherever you are in the world, let me know real quick in the chat. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Thanks for the content. All love, brother. Woo. Where are you in the world? Proper legend. I know, but thank you. Where are you in the world? Arts and entertainment. Dylan or Jake versus Stipe for the stuttering champion. No, Chicago, here we go. Jersey, Indiana, Maryland, France. Oh, bonjour, bonsoir. Vancouver, Norway, Central Asia, Melbourne, Essex, San Francisco, London, fucking London, mate. Where else you fucking think? Your mum's house, Swansea, my fan way, South Carolina, Philippines and Thailand, 2 places. Halifax, Yorkshire, Doncaster, Donny, Croatia, where else? Dublin, Latvia, Texas, Antarctica. Oh, bloody hell. Be brass monkeys up there, lad. North Korea, get that one every time. Maybe it's true. French accent was great. Oh, well, thank you very much. That was bad, you know. Arizona, Vegas, wow. That's it. I'm going. Goodbye. God bless. Take care. Adios. Bon voyage. Thanks.